Most DeFi projects look convincing on their websites, dashboards, numbers, promises. But I'm not interested in promises. Today I'm doing an on-chain check. I want to see where the money actually goes after a deposit, and what can be verified publicly. No screenshots from a landing page, only blockchain data. First thing I do, I ignore the website interface. I open BSC Scan and go straight to the Vault smart contract, the contract that receives deposits. If something is real in DeFi, it should be visible here. Code, transactions, and on-chain history. I want to understand what actually happens after a user makes a deposit. I open the Vault contract and start from the basics. My first question is simple. Does this contract really send funds into liquidity, or is that just an assumption? To check this, I stay on the contract right-pointing arrow code tab and use the search source code field. I type increase liquidity. The contract immediately shows a function that calls Pancake Position Manager increase liquidity. And inside this call, I can see that a token ID is being used. This is the key connection. It tells me that deposited funds are not just received by the contract. They are explicitly routed to increase liquidity in specific Pancake Swap V3 positions, identified by token IDs. At this point, it's important to explain why this matters. Liquidity pools are where decentralized trading actually happens. When people swap tokens on Pancake Swap, they pay trading fees. Those fees are distributed to liquidity providers. So when funds are sent into liquidity pools, they are not sitting idle, and they are not parked on someone's wallet. They are actively working, participating in trading activity, and generating income from real market usage. This explains the logic behind sending funds into liquidity instead of keeping them inside the contract. Understanding the contract logic is only the first step for me. Now I want to verify this in practice. Since Pancake Swap V3 uses NFT-based liquidity positions, each position has a unique token ID. If I can find the token IDs used by the Vault contract, I can open those positions directly on Pancake Swap and see the actual liquidity with my own eyes. So the next step is clear. I need to identify the token IDs that the Vault contract is using to deploy user funds into liquidity pools. Here's how I find those token IDs. I export the Vault contract activity and open it as a CSV. Then I filter by method names like add token ID to locate the configuration transactions. After that, I open the transaction on BSC Scan and use decode input data. That's where the token ID shows up clearly. The first token ID I found is 5894330. I copy it and open the liquidity position directly on Pancake Swap. This leads to a Doge USDT V3 position with roughly $300,000 in liquidity. This is a real live position, not a claim on a dashboard. Next, I repeat the exact same process. I find another token ID, 6358139. Opening it on Pancake Swap shows a USDT ETH V3 position with slightly over $300,000 in liquidity. Again, fully public and verifiable. Now I put the numbers together. Across these two verified Pancake Swap V3 positions alone, there is over $600,000 in real on-chain liquidity. And the important part is not just the number. This liquidity is not sitting idle. It is deployed inside active liquidity pools, participating in real trading and generating fees. The money is not parked on someone's wallet and not locked inside a black box. It is working inside DeFi infrastructure, transparently and on-chain. This was built in roughly 1 month, and every part of it can be verified independently. So what does this mean in practice? It means user funds are actively deployed, working inside real liquidity pools and earning through actual trading activity, not sitting idle or parked on someone's wallet. This video was focused on verification, following the money, and understanding how the system works on-chain. If you want to go beyond the technical side and look at the project itself, from an investor's perspective, that's a separate topic. The platform offers several short-term investment plans with different durations and clearly defined conditions. I've covered the full breakdown in my written review, the investment plans, the timeframes, the expected returns, and how the platform is structured. You'll find the link to that article in the video description. Final note, this is still high-risk DeFi. There are no guarantees, and any protocol can fail or stop. What matters to me is transparency. I can see where the money goes, and I can verify real liquidity on-chain. That's informed risk, not blind trust. Always do your own checks, understand what you're investing in, and never risk more than you're comfortable with. Thanks for watching.